Good morning to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. At Dynamic Yield, we believe that, as Sue Plus was saying before, personalization is a word that can mean many things and nothing at all at the same time. And the true personalization and that hyper-personalization that comes about, it's really something that brands need to earn. And that's what we are here to see today. Paolo will walk us through Alpitour's journey from CRO optimization all the way to loyalty and hyper-personalization. Paolo.
Thank you, Umberto. Alpitour World is the largest travel group in Italy, with 2.5 billion euros in revenues and 2.8 million customers. We are a vertically integrated company, offering full packages together with flights and hotels. The tour operator, with its 5 brands, covers all market needs, from budget to high-end. Neos, our aviation company, operates 13 aircraft to leisure destinations from the Maldives to the Mediterranean, Egypt, East Africa, while Voi Hotels, our hotel management company, operates 25 hotels globally. Finally, Jumbo, an incoming services company, operates in 14 countries. Alpitour sells the full package. It means that you don't have to worry about the delivery of your experience. This is true in general. It's true in particular in situations when something unexpected happens, like in the past weeks, when we had to rescue thousands of customers from, the Middle East, from Asia, because the airplanes were not flying anymore to the Gulf, and therefore we had to send our Neos airplanes to rescue many people that were stuck there. Holidays are the time of the year that you spend with your family, with your significant others, therefore you don't want to waste that time. That's why personalization in travel could be so powerful, because holidays are a very emotional need. Therefore, it's not a fully rational purchase. You need to really feel it, to be sure that what you are buying resonates with you, with your family, and therefore what you are doing now and what I'm going to explain now about personalization could be very powerful in travel. Just a couple of words about myself. I've been leading direct sales for the past 5 years. Alpitour World traditionally sells through travel agencies. We still sell about 85% of our customers through travel agencies. But that has been an interesting thing for us, because my team and I could experiment a lot with new technologies to boost online sales. Today, I'm going also to explain the pattern that led us to increase 5 times online sales in the recent years.
Thank you, Paolo. And I'm glad to say that we did that together. But before we deep dive into the results, Paolo, can you please walk us through the evolution of your digital platforms? As we discussed before, this was a very, let's say, complex journey. It started with a complete redesign of their website properties, all the way to personalization. So please, Paolo, walk us through that.
Sure. Well, 5 years ago, we started to completely redesign the websites. We released them in 2022. We spent the first months in a stabilization effort. And then we started to look well into UX improvements, CRO optimization. We implemented Content Square, other tools to do A/B tests. That's a real never-ending process. We're still working on that to improve optimization and conversion. Then, when AI started to become mainstream, in 2024, we did an AI assessment looking into all the different areas of the company in which we could apply AI. I'm going to deep dive on that next. And then, of course, personalization. That was the result of this AI assessment in which we identified the personalization as one of the most valuable areas. Finally, now we are working a lot on generative engine optimization because we know very well how to optimize our content for the traditional search engines, but we need to restructure now the content to be relevant also for the LLMs. Then there is the world of AI agents. It's a very interesting topic because travel is one of the most relevant use cases. You can try to put a conversation in the search process. Actually, nobody really nailed that, and we know that the global travel companies are investing billions in that. So we are looking very closely to what they do. We don't have that spending capability, but still we don't want to be left behind on that process. Let me give you just a quick overview about our online ecosystem. In the tour operator, we have 3 different websites. Alpitour.it that targets to families with family-oriented products, usually all-inclusive packages. Eden Viaggi that offers budget and dynamic packaging solutions. And Tourisanda that targets to the high-end with tailor-made products. Overall, we have more than 30 million unique annual users, of which more than 20 million in Alpitour, with more than 5,000 different hotels and tours on sale that combined by all the different duration of stay, all the departure airports, add up to over 10 million possible combinations that are on sale. And that, to give you also a practical number, we have more than 5 million products added to the cart every year.
Thank you, Paolo. As you can see from these numbers, the project was really, it was massive, and it was very complicated to get all of these data points to speak together. And well, this is the reason why we're on stage today, right? Because Alpitour leveraged Tilium to organize all of the data layer and then be able to push it up to dynamic yield. But I think that the next question, Paolo, you mentioned something really, really interesting before. You performed an AI assessment. And the result of this AI assessment was that personalization was the biggest opportunity for Alpitour. Could you walk us through that, and why do you think personalization is the biggest opportunity?
Sure. Well, we did this AI assessment with McKinsey at the end of 2024. We looked at all the possible areas of utilization of AI, from legal to procurement to marketing. And eventually, we defined personalization in the B2B and B2C channels and contact center as the main opportunities. Eventually, the board decided to invest in website personalization, and we started this journey. So let me give you some elements on that. First of all, with our IT department, we defined the personalization architecture with an AI desk at the foundation. That's important to generate user and product segments, also using machine learning models based on propensity to buy. Then we put a CDP, a customer data platform, in the middle to get all the user data. And finally, a personalization engine on the top to orchestrate all the personalization campaigns. We also did an assessment together with a tech consultant. We chose Tilium as a CDP and Dynamic Yield as a personalization engine. The personalization strategy evolves with data availability and user lifecycle stage. We start with anonymous users at the bottom, minimal data, basic personalization through probabilistic tracking. As users engage and become leads or prospects, the CDP enriches profiles with behavioral signals, enabling smarter segmentation. When they convert to new customers, we can improve again the level and offer targeted offers and advanced AI personalized elements. Finally, the repeat customers give us the full scope, and we can also add the loyalty element to improve the lifetime value of the customers. Then we have 3 foundational pillars. I would say that the consent strategy is very important because we need to boost data availability. Therefore, we spent a lot of time with my team to increase all the consent so that we can have more data to utilize. Let's go to a personalization roadmap that unfolds in 4 progressive steps. First one is contextual personalization. With dynamic yield, we can personalize the content that the customer sees, even if we don't know almost anything about that user. Maybe to give you an example, we have somebody searching for a vacation with his family. We understand, of course, considering the number of people, the number of children, we understand that's a family, and we can offer images of families on a beach. That can be very simple but powerful to engage more with content that resonate to the audience. Second step, adding Tealium, all the data of the customers, of the users that we know from Tealium, we can offer a more advanced level of personalization so that we also know the past searches of that person. We see the click patterns. We add the data from previous purchases, and therefore the level of personalization increases. A third step, adding also the AI desk, using those segments that we created using machine learning-driven segments for products and users, we can again increase that level. And finally, that's the most difficult issue, the discount recommendation, the offers. We mentioned before, I'm also in charge of revenue management, so marginality is something that it's really important for me. I need to make sure that we don't waste discounts, and therefore we need to recognize those users that need the discounts to buy and not to waste those offers to other users that would buy anyway without that help. So let's enter in more details to see how it works in practice. We have a step 1 in which users land our website anonymously. We are talking about over 95% of our users, and it's always relevant to understand how to increase the number of people that log in, and also before we were discussing with the team about how to do that, but still over 95% of users are anonymous. So here the CDP is very relevant to give us more information about those users. As the behavioral signals flow into Tealium, we can stitch information cross-device so that we do some matching about them. And then when users register or log in, we get all the past information about those users so that we have a complete profile of them. Step 4, the personalization engine segments them into audiences by behavior, demographics, and purchase stage. And that's very powerful, so that finally Dynamic Yield delivers the Dream Plan Book personalization. That's the framework that we identified as most relevant. And this creates a seamless, intelligent experiences across all the journey.
Thank you very much, Paolo. So as you can see, we went from a very complex data-driven roadmap, where the biggest challenge was to, well, merge all of the data points together and understand a way in which we could, let's say, superpower that 95% of anonymous users. With the convergence of Tilium and Dynamic Yield, Alpitour has made this possible. But I think we are all curious now to really understand what the value of all of this is. So what is the actual impact for Alpitour?
Sure. Let me give you first some examples about what we are doing so that you can understand better what we are talking about. In the first example, we have one of our customers, Giulia. She wants to go to Zanzibar with her family, starts searching. So she puts the data about the family, and while she starts with an image of just a couple on the beach, you can see the final result, an image of a family. I told before, it's a very simple issue, but because vacations, holidays are so emotional, also those small details can improve the conversion, because the content resonates better with her personal situation. A second example with Alessandro. He wants to buy a trip to the Maldives, so he starts looking into one of our top resorts. Then there is all the search. You can start reading about that particular offer. But now we're also able to, at the end of the page, to offer other solutions that, based on the iDesk, we know that can resonate better with him and are very valid alternative situations. Finally, Davide, a loyal Alpitour customer, he starts booking his next trip, and that's about the book step. We know that he has a voucher that he earned because of the past purchases. Scrolling down, going up on the purchase funnel, we can generate an advice telling him that there is a voucher that he can spend, so that we can increase the conversion at that stage. Without that, he goes back to his email to look for the voucher. We give it there immediately, just copy and paste, and he can use it. So let's finally share some concrete results that we have achieved. Well, first of all, we started this path with Tilium and Dynamic Yield at the end of 2024. So we spent the first 6 months implementing them, then other 6 months fine-tuning them. So I'm going to focus on the past 3 months where we are getting real results. On coverage, we have mapped 3.8 million unique users in the CDP. We have over 4 million products managed in the product feed, and we have run 100+ dynamic yield campaigns. On the results, in the past 3 months, 6% of our online revenue share has been driven by personalized product recommendations on the websites. And most importantly, this led to a 2 times increase in conversion rate for users who see those dynamic yield campaigns to those who don't see them. And these are not projections, are real results showing that AI personalization delivers a significant ROI. We're now aiming to scale up these campaigns to even more users to get the full potential.
Thank you, Paolo. These are impressive numbers if you look at it. We're talking about a product feed of more than 4 million products. So there has to be a robust AI system behind all of this. But it wouldn't have been possible without the human resources and the knowledge that the Alpitour team brings, without the technology that has been provided by our lovely partner, Tilium, and of course, Dynamic Yield. What is next? So what is the next frontier? Paolo mentioned it earlier. We are moving from, in here, we're doing customer journey orchestration and personalization. The next frontier for us is how do we deliver conversational personalization at scale with Alpitour. When you land on the website, you interact with Alpitour. Alpitour understands where you want to go, empathizes with you, and recommends the best possible journey for you. Thank you very much. Thank you again, Paolo.
Thank you,
It was a
Umberto.
pleasure.
Thank you.